Mizzy.
Okay, so we're going to start with guided practice here, number 1. You will notice in your textbook that they wrote the addition problem from left to right. Our first step tells us to do what? Yes, go look at your notes. It says to line up your decimal points. So we're not going to add from left to right. We're going to show it lining it up with the decimal points. So for number 1 here, you have 82 hundredths plus 4 and 21 hundredths. What do we want to do first? Estimate. Good. So we want to take 82 hundredths here, and we're going to round it to what? We have 8 tells me to round which way? Up. So this is going to become what? 1. And right here, 5th grade, hold on one second. I didn't leave enough room for my estimate, so let me get rid of this really quick. Okay, so 82 hundredths rounds to 1. And then here we would underline the 4, put the arrow above the 2. 2 tells me that we would round down, which means my underlined number stays the same, and everything drops to the right because it's a decimal. So now my estimate would be 1 plus 4, which would give me 5. Good job. Now that's my estimate. That's what my answer should be about when I'm finished. Now we need to recopy the problem. We need to do 82 hundredths plus 4 and 21 hundredths. And we need to start where? Good, all the way to the right. So again, we're starting in the hundredths place. What is 2 plus 1? 3, good. What is 8 plus 2? 10, good. What goes on the bottom? Good, your 0. 0 goes on the bottom, and we regroup the 1. And then I'm going to put my decimal in there. Now what is 1 plus 4? 5. Excellent job. So my final answer is what? Good, 5 and 3 hundredths. Now let's check our estimate. Our estimate was what? 5. Are we close? Does it make sense? Is it reasonable? Yes, it is. And so now we know that we have done it correctly. Good job. If there's any questions about where to start, how to put that decimal in, or how to regroup, take a minute to write it down. Good job. Okay. Guided practice number 2. 9 and 1/10 plus 7 and 21 hundredths. Okay, now we have lined everything up to with the decimal. We have an empty space up here, so what should we do with our empty space? Yes, let's put a 0 there, just to hold our place back. We made it an equivalent decimal by adding that 0. Okay, so now though we want to estimate first, so we're going to underline that number that's in the ones place and look to the right. 1 tells me to round which way? Yes, it tells us to round down. Good. So what happens to that 9? It stays the what? Same. Good. And what happens to all the digits after the decimal? They get what? Dropped. Good. So this rounds to 9. Now, 7's my whole number. I look to the 2 to tell me which way to round. 2 tells me to round which way? Down. Good. So 7 does what? It stays the same. Good. So 9 plus 7 gives us 16. So our answer should be about 16. Okay, now let's rewrite the problem and do it together. We start where? All the way to the right. Good job. So 0 plus 1 gives me 1. 1 plus 2 gives me 3. I'm going to put my decimal. And 9 plus 7 gives me 16. Good. Let's check our estimate with our actual answer. Actual answer is 16 and 31 hundredths. And our estimate is 16. So we are on track. Good job. All right, let's go to guided practice number 3. Ms. Sharber did it again. I didn't leave enough room for our estimate. So you should be writing 9 and 7/10 plus 24 hundredths. 9 and 7/10 plus 24 hundredths. Again, here we could add the 0, make it an equivalent decimal. Okay? And now we want to round. Again, when we have decimals, we want to round to the nearest whole number, which means we go to the digit that's in the ones place. And we look to the right. 7 tells me to round which way? Up. Good. So 9 becomes what this time? A 10. Very good. 9 rounds up to 10. Again, remember, we're adding one digit. So what's 9 plus 1? 10. Good job. Plus, we have to underline our 0. Go here. And 2 tells me to round which way? Down. So what happens to the 0? It stays the same. It doesn't change. So now our estimate is just 10 plus 0. Good job. Now let's rewrite the problem and do it to find the actual answer. 9 and 70 hundredths, or 9 and 7 tenths, what they gave you. We make it equivalent, plus 24 hundredths. Where are we going to start? Good. All the way to the right. What's 0 plus 4? 4. Excellent. 7 plus 2? 9. Good. Let's put our decimal point in there. And then 9 plus 0? 9. Is 9 and 94 hundredths close to 10? Absolutely. So I think we're still on track. Good job. 5th grade, this would be a good time, again, to write down any questions. If you're confused how this 9 and 7 tenths rounds to 10, maybe put that down so we can rediscuss. Again, make sure you understand about lining up the decimals and adding. All right, good job, 5th grade. Let's go to practice number 4. Okay, you have 3 and 28 hundredths plus 6 and 9 hundredths. 6 and 9 hundredths. All right, we need to round those. Let's get a different color here. Again, we're going to round to the nearest whole number. 2 tells me to round which way? Down. Good, which means what happens to that 3? Stays the same. Good. What happens to these digits after the decimal? They get dropped. Good. So this just rounds to 3. We underline our 6. Arrow goes to the 0. 0 is going to tell me to round which way? Down. Good. So what happens to my 6? Stays the same. And what's 3 plus 6? 9. Good job. So 9 is our estimate. That's what it should be about. Okay, so rewrite it now again, lining up your decimals. 3 and 28 hundredths plus 6 and 9 hundredths. Okay, where are we going to start? All the way to which side? The right. Good. So what's 8 plus 9? Good. 17. 7 goes down. Where does the 1 go? Yes, above the 2. We regroup it and put it in the next place value. What's 1 plus 2? 3. Good. Put your decimal point. And then 3 plus 6 gives us what? 9. Good job. So now our final answer, the exact answer, is 9 and 37 hundredths. Is that close to 9? Yes, it is. Good.